Breaking today, Prince William has had enough of Prince Harry's ludicrous claims that his two children, apparently to Meghan Markle, I absolutely say apparently there, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, are going to join the royal family as working members. Yes, that's right. That's what Prince Harry briefed to the Guardian newspaper. Well, William says, hell no.
There.
So the point is, William is in charge. This is delusional from Harry. The only way Harry could ever give his two children any type of royal role would be to get William on side. And William cannot stand Harry's behavior. Actually, he gets angrier, will strip his exiled brother Prince Harry's children of their HRH titles when he becomes king after a provocative briefing by the exiled royal flabbergasted royal insiders. The suggestion was tucked away in a report in the UK newspaper The Guardian almost 10 days ago, which reported The Guardian understands that Prince Harry wants to keep the HRH titles for his children.
We see this even reflected in Harry's cousins. So Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, they are not working royals, and yet they also have an HRH in front of their names. Obviously, we do have Prince Andrew, who still is not allowed to use his, much like Harry, but still technically holds an HRH status. And so really it's just a styling Her Serene Highness. But because she is married to Prince Ernst, still of Hanover, even though they haven't been seen together in like 15 years, they're essentially for all purposes divorced, she can still use a Her Royal Highness. There's also a His or Her Highness situation. So within the hierarchy of royal spheres, an HRH actually does mean something, but when it comes to working royals, it means literally nothing. Princess Caroline is married to Prince Ernst in part to keep the HRH because it makes her sort of higher than her brother, who is the reigning Prince of Monaco, so that would be Prince Albert.
For themselves, whether they want to become working royals or stay out of public life. Reactions on the whole varied between dismissive and flabbergasted. By royal decree also, look at Diana and Fergie. The HRHs weren't removed because they got divorced. The rules were quietly changed to remove HRHs from royal exes to reduce more broadly the number of HRHs in circulation. He could, for example, say that only working royals are entitled to use HRH, which seems sensible if you were trying to modernise, or specify that only children of the monarch are HRH, not the grandchildren, which would have the added advantage of making things clearer for their own kids' families in due course. The bottom line is that Harry and Meghan are abusing the fact that the Queen trusted them to adhere to the deal made at the Sandringham Summit, and that won't be allowed to stand, especially as we all know this is really about her ability to flog tat on Instagram.
So much help and assistance, and let's talk about the fact that she travels without the kids often. So what's funny to me is that People magazine actually said this was rare footage, and everybody online in the royal community was discussing this, right? They said this is rare footage, oh my god, rare pictures of the kids.
William despises Harry and Meghan at this stage, and when he is king, his fury will rain down on them. He has absolutely no intention to allow Archie and Lilibet to use their HRH titles, does he?
No, and nor should he. And this goes
to reduce more broadly the number of HRHs in circulation. He could, for example, say that only working royals are entitled to use HRH, which seems sensible if you were trying to modernise, or specify that only children of the monarch are HRH, not the grandchildren, which would have the added advantage of making things clearer for their own kids' families in due course.
We see this even reflected in Harry's cousins. So Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, they are not working royals, and yet they also have an HRH in front of their names. Obviously, we do have Prince Andrew, who still is not allowed to use his, much like Harry, but still technically holds an HRH status. And so really it's just a styling
for themselves, whether they want to become working royals or stay out of public life. Reactions on the whole varied between dismissive and flabbergasted.
There.
So the point is, William is in charge. This is delusional from Harry. The only way Harry could ever give his two children any type of royal role would be to get William on side. And William cannot stand Harry's behavior. Actually, he gets angrier.
So, here's the line everyone tiptoes around. Harry and Meghan bailed on Buckingham, but they still expect lifetime VIP passes to the palace gift shop, complete with his and Her Royal Highness stamped on the kids' stationery. Well, guess what? Prince William just snapped that credit card in two, and Archie and Lilibet's HRH labels are first in the shredder. It started with one sneaky leak to The Guardian. Harry's camp hinted that the children should keep their HRH styles so they can decide later if they want to serve the crown. Sounds noble, until you realize it's a backdoor deal. Cash in on California freedom now, circle back for those Windsor perks when the Netflix view count tanks later. To William, that wasn't parenting. That was provocation, wrapped in PR gloss and hand-delivered across the Atlantic like a diplomatic grenade. Inside palace walls, detonation. Courtiers say William went incandescent. Not annoyed, incandescent. Picture the future king pacing the halls, muttering that his brother just tried to hijack the monarchy via press release. Because let's be real, this isn't about whether two toddlers wave from a balcony someday. It's about who holds the remote to the royal brand, and Harry's trying to keep one sticky finger on the buttons from 5,000 miles away. Remember the deal cut at Sandringham? Queen Elizabeth II said, "Fine, keep the Duke and Duchess labels, but the HRH stays in the drawer." Harry nodded. Meghan smiled. Everyone signed. Fast forward to 2025 and Meghan slapping Her Royal Highness on event bios, brand decks, and VIP invites faster than you can say organic jam jar. Now she wants the same prestige baked into the kids' futures. No charity ribbon cutting required. William's response: "You don't torch the house, then ask for keys to the nursery. And spare us the, but B and Eugenie still have HRH. Chorus. Those princesses show up for weddings, funerals, and the occasional garden party. Never Netflix confessionals." Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan plugged royal secrets into a streaming gold mine, flung palace texts onto primetime, and still act shocked when London changes the locks. The comparison is dead on arrival. Then there's Dr. Sophie Shandoka, the no-nonsense lawyer running Harry's cherished African charity. She's accusing the Sussexes of bullying, misogynoir, and full-scale cover-ups. Translation: the woke buzzwords Meghan once hurled at palace walls are now firing back like boomerangs, only this time the target is her own husband. Talk about karmic whiplash. William isn't just seething, he's strategizing. Letters patent, baby. The monarchy's sledgehammer. One signature from the crown, and those HRH titles disappear like a Snapchat. No vote, no debate, no California conference call. Diana lost hers after divorce, Fergie too. Historical precedent. Solid. Constitutional footing. Rock hard. So why should Meghan and Harry get an eternal hall pass while moonlighting as brand ambassadors for Montecito merch? King Charles? He's stuck in neutral. Aging monarch, olive branch addict. He'd rather let William be the executioner. And William, fueled by 6 years of Netflix knives and podcast potshots, is more than ready to swing. Behind closed doors, he's drafting a slimmed-down manifesto. Only working royals keep HRH. Period. That slams, shut the back gate Meghan's banking on, and redraws the royal map before the ink on his coronation invite dries. Cue Meghan's counterpunch, an Instagram Father's Day reel drenched in soft focus sunlight. Harry swings Archie, Lily giggles in slow mo, and sentimental music swells like a Hallmark ad. Cute, right? Except it dropped hours after William, Kate, and the Cambridge kids stole global headlines at Trooping the Color. That's not a coincidence, that's counter-programming. Meghan's message: we're still royal. We're still relevant. We're still here. William's takeaway: you're crossing lines, using the kids as clickbait props to claw back spotlight. Public reaction: whiplash. The same couple who sued over drone photos now choreographs cinematic family promos. Calls for privacy morphed into Kardashian-grade content strategy, just cryptic enough to play the rare glimpse card, but polished enough to rack up brand equity. Even sympathetic royal watchers are rolling their eyes. If you want the crown's clout, at least pay the duty tax. Meanwhile, Kate keeps it textbook Windsor. Patronages, understated elegance, controlled access. No staged reels, no emotional monologues. She is the template William wants for the future. Meghan is the cautionary tale he's determined to quarantine. And that quarantine starts with titles. Strip away the HRH and Montecito morphs from quasi-royal enclave to influencer suburb overnight. So here's the endgame. William isn't bluffing. He's done being the polite heir traipsing around landmines of family drama. The letters patent are on standby. One royal flourish and Archie and Lilibet go from HRH to plain Master and Miss Sussex. Still adorable, still privileged, but suddenly taillights in the royal rearview mirror. Meghan can keep filming Instagram reels, they just won't come pre-stamped with a crown. The Sussex camp can shout spiteful or petty. The tabloids can scream brotherly war. Doesn't matter. This is bigger than sibling rivalry. It's an institutional firewall, a last-line defense to keep royal prestige from turning into reality TV confetti. And William, future king, pen in hand, is ready to draw that line in permanent ink. Bottom line, Harry and Meghan walked out, slammed the door, and tried to keep a spare key for the kids. William's about to change the locks for good. Tick-tock, Montecito. Your grace period is almost up, and the crown always gets the final cut.